¡Órale!
¡Sí, señor!
Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFP podcast. We are alive. We are in vivo on YouTube and on Periscope. Everybody, gracias for joining us. I'm Jorge Georgie Martin and primos are in the house. Hector Reyes, Nico Gutierrez, and Ricky Torres. ¿Cómo estamos, boys?
What up?
Muy bien.
Big to be here.
Doing well.
Hey,
You guys look
guys
so
ready?
pretty.
Yeah, baby. Yes, we are. Are you guys ready to get scared today? Are you ready? Are you ready to be asustados?
I get scared every time we have
Halloween yet, but that's rock.
No, I'm telling you, it's this is the special. This is our second annual, our second annual La Llorona episode. La Llorona. We like to be scared. You know, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first off, you can find us at familiafp.com. Also at familiafp on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at Jorge Martin 17. Ricky Hector, ¿dónde te hallamos?
Ricky Torres TV.
At what the heck?
Nico Las Vegas. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh.
Hector with two T's. So first off, we're gonna get in with the two T's. So first off, we're gonna get into La Llorona in a second because you know our friends who did not have the privilege of growing up in a Mexican household can learn a little bit. So it's teaching time a little bit right now. But first off, we had our Familia FFB draft picks on the 4th of July. So
very exciting.
Everybody got their spots. How are you feeling? First off, Nico, how you feeling? Returning champ.
It feels good. I have the trophy in my hand. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. See how big? Oh, it feels good in my hand. It feels good.
I've heard that before.
That's right.
How many times, Rick?
No, I meant it feels good in my hand. But yeah, I mean more than 3 times. But I've won that one 3 times. So.
But I have a big trophy. Your trophy.
Let me tell you how I feel about my pick.
You're cochino, baby.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's get back to football. Come on.
I don't like my pick at number 7. The only thing I like about it is that Hector in the video was all like, "Ooh, lucky number 7. Hope I get it." So I was like, now I'm happy I got 7.
I like number 7 pick, man. I don't know why.
And now I like
Seven's
it.
a good pick. So me and you next to each other. I'm 8, you're 7. You and I can snipe from each other. We're gonna steal from each other. 7, 8 coming around.
You know what I have to look forward to because of that is every even round I get like an extra 5-10 minutes to think about my pick because you're gonna take forever. So it's gonna help me,
dude. I don't. I didn't even do that last year.
You're such. Yes, you did. You totally did that at Jose's last time. I remember.
Let's watch the video. Let's go back to the video.
I would have to
convince
you
there was a handful of picks.
Well, we digress. We digress. You know.
You don't even remember half the draft.
Yeah, but the first half you were horrible.
No, I was not.
Let's not even.
Second half.
Let's not even talk about all the the 10 minutes that Ricky was trying to convince me in the pool to take the Buffalo Bills defense in like the 12th round.
Right. Yes, exactly.
So Nico, you got number 2 overall.
That's
Nico,
right.
you got number.
I'm not a Texas fan. I got number 2. Who's in charge? Number 2's in charge.
Number 2.
That's right for all you Austin Powers fans. That's right, baby.
Who does number 2 work for?
Who does number 2 work for? Works for me.
Who does number 2 work for?
So Nico, you already know who you're gonna get.
I don't. I was actually going to try to trade for number 4, but our league does not allow us to trade in the draft. I just found that out.
Why would we do that? That would be like the first time ever. We have a whole big thing just for the unveiling of the draft numbers. And then because Nico doesn't like his pick, he wants to change it.
Oh, wait.
You can't change it. No?
This is Billy Bob from Louisiana.
My opinion.
Billy Bob from Louisiana says they do it all the time. See, Billy, thank you so much. All right. See, everyone does it. I don't understand why we can't do it. But you know what? I win in any situation. So bring it, and I will be broaded. That's the
so I will say
exactly. You should. What you should be saying right now is it doesn't matter what pick I have, I'm gonna win anyway. So that's what you should be saying, as opposed to, oh my God, I'm scared of my pick, I need to change it. That's what you should be.
No confidence, man.
It's called strategery.
I mean, you already feel like you're gonna lose. Oh my God, I have a losing pick. Oh my God, no, man. Be confident in your pick.
So I got number 4, and and it's one of those things. Like I don't like to play poker when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm really just going to take the best running back available at that point. I think the
Derrick Henry. You're going to get.
I think it's going to be Derrick. I think it's going to be Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, Kamara. Or
no, do you get Dalvin Cook or do you get Kamara?
Well, I think Nico's the one who's making the call on Dalvin Cook.
All the ADP. He's getting Barkley.
Oh, that's right. He's going to get Saquon Barkley again, and we'll see how that worked out for him last year.
No,
you're going to get that.
You didn't win the championship,
huh?
Yeah, it's like at the Indy 500. They took my car away, and I still won the race. That's right.
Nothing like that.
That's right. He jumped on his tricycle, still won the race.
He won the race doing, renqueando, and just kind of like, little, I
gotta win this race. Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. Okay, that's right. Anyway, we're talking scary stuff, right? Lorena.
No, not La Llorona yet. But see, I think the fun part about this, so we're gonna have probably like 6 or 7 more familia, episodes with Los Primos. And it's going to be all Ricky and Hector playing poker with each other as to who they're going to pick at each time. It's going to be the funnest.
I already know Hector's going to try to get Kelsey. He's going to get Kelsey and be like, Rick, I got him. Watch.
So, George, you got that boy band called Los Primos? They're great. They're awesome.
You're going to go for Kelsey.
My prediction, you get Kelsey in the 4th round.
Fourth round. Hey, let me tell.
He drops low in our draft.
He does drop low in our draft because I was drunk when I passed him over for Chris Godwin. So pinche borracho. I was just like, what was I thinking? And I did like Godwin, but I'm like, what was I thinking? Passing on him. You're right, but I will tell you, and just segue into the next part. I got selected, and I've talked a little bit about this before. I got selected to play in the Elite Scott Fish Bowl. The biggest names in all of fantasy football are in this tournament. And so, almost 2,000 people. It's a mix of fantasy industry analysts.
To beat up on.
Yeah, they need. I know they're throwing they're throwing Latino kid out to the side, and no. So I'm representing. There's a lot of people, a lot of Latinos from Mexico are in there. My buen amigo Mauricio Gutierrez and our other friends from La Cueva del Fan. They're all in the tournament. It's the best of the best. It is Top Gun of fantasy football, and it's a 22 round draft, 12 team.
Goose and Maverick. That's good, man.
That's right, baby. That's right. I'm coming in. I'm coming in Maverick, and so the way it is, it's 12 team leagues, and it's a music theme. So everybody's picked out. Everybody's divided up into music groups. One of the groups that I put in as my favorites, and I got put into the U2 division. So I'm in a division with a couple guys from Ireland, people from across the country. It's
with or without you, George. With or without you.
I can't live. So it's really cool, and it's really hard. They make this is like, Scott Fish, the guy who founded this, and by the way, this is all for charity. Everybody makes donations to charity. The Fantasy Cares, where all the money goes to Toys for Tots. So I think they've already raised. I think they've raised like almost $50,000 already, and it's just day 3 of the draft. Now this is a draft. It's a slow draft. So we started on Monday, July 5th at 7 a.m. Pacific, and I have made 9 picks up to this point. So the draft takes, I've been told, takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks. Everybody goes on an 8-hour clock. Some people take close to the whole 8 hours.
And they still need more time.
Yes, Hector, this would be a perfect draft for you. And people like me, I think the only time I took more than 2 minutes to make a pick is when I had to pick up my daughter. It just so happened it was happening at that time. But yeah, the best of the best, and it's a super flex league. So you got to take 2 quarterbacks. The quarterbacks flew out the door. 10 of the first 12 picks were quarterbacks. And Ricky, you'll be happy to know that I picked number 10, and I got our boy Justin Herbert. So I got him, and in the 4th round, I stacked him with Keenan Allen. So I'm really pumped about that one. And in between, I also got Travis. So you were talking about Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce went number 2 overall because tight ends in this league get extra points. So someone like Kelce, someone like Darren Waller, someone like George Kittle, and a little bit lesser extent, TJ Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, those guys are more valuable. So I ended up at the top of the 2nd round. I'd grab Darren Waller and grabbed him. But I also grabbed 2 running backs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire and David Montgomery. And so for my 2nd quarterback, I'm playing a little bit of game of chicken. I grabbed Deshaun Watson in the 9th round. So with the idea that maybe he'll be back for part of the season this year. I don't think he gets traded this year. I think he gets traded after the season. I don't know,
man.
I mean, we'll see. I think he's going to
play at all this year.
You better have a good name for your league because your team's not going to do that great.
Well, it's you know what? My team name is Familia FFB.
Stuck in a moment is what it should be.
Hey, Georgie. Did they have this last year? The Toys for Tots thing?
Yeah, it's been 11 years in a row now.
Really? Because they couldn't get the toys out last year because of all the COVID. So it was kind of like toys no touch. So this year's going to be a lot of toys, right?
Oh, there's going to be plenty of toys.
It's going to be on the top.
Plenty of toys. Plenty of toys for the kids. They still got the toys last year. So I'm pretty pumped. I may get to make another pick tonight, depending on how fast the people are going. There are a couple people from Ireland in the league. So
you're drafting right now?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, it's a slow draft, so it's like you could take up to 8 hours per pick, and they turn off the clock at night so people can sleep. But the funny thing is, there are people in Ireland who.
Yeah, but what's night though? If you have guys in Ireland and you're in America, what's nighttime?
Well, that's why you're getting 8 hours per pick. So if you find out you're
get with the program.
I will say, yesterday on Twitter, I was getting a message from one of the guys from Ireland. It's like, oh, I'm ready for your monster pick. I'm like, oh, I know, because you're 2 picks away. So you want to make sure to be able to make a pick and then go to bed. So
but the way he said it was, I'm waiting for your monster pick now there. Come on, Georgia from Los Angeles. What you doing? Or is that Scottish? Sorry.
That was Scottish.
I know them all. So.
But it's also Ireland is very important to me because it's the land of La Patria for my wife Shannon, and also so my kids are half Irish, so salud to the Irish. The one thing that we definitely agree on is drinking, so we're doing there.
Heck yeah.
And another thing that happened is that I got the email yesterday. I got accepted to the Fantasy Sports Writers Association. So
all right,
I am official. A year of writing for FamiliaFFB.com site, and now I'm official. So
so what's our role?
What do we do? You win like an Emmy. You get like a podcast Emmy or something, man. That'd be cool.
I might have said something.
There are awards that could
get into the association. Come on. Oh, besides this one.
That's the award. That's the award I want more. That's the award I want more. I want that, and I want all our familia listeners and viewers out there to be winning some money when we start winning some money, winning their leagues, winning some DFS dollars, everything. Todo.
So Georgie, are we going to be bringing back people in to kind of give advice on how to make some money? Because we actually did pretty well last year, I think.
Oh, yes. There's going to be more invitados. We're Primo Greggy Greg's going to have to, I want, now that we're live stream, hell yeah, we're going to have to do we could get up to 10 people on this party line. And so Friday nights, I think Friday night happy hour with Primo Greggy Greg is going to be happening.
That's right. I'm at 85%. That's right. Call me right now. 800. I'm going to give you the winners.
1-800 Primo Greggy Greg. So hey, let's get into some Chisme.
That's right.
Chisme.
Ricky is so excited for this right now. He's so excited. He just can't fight it. He can't hide it. He can't fight it. We all know that he's a Charger fan, but we also know that Ricky. Tell everybody how your true feelings about the Cowboys.
I feel for the Cowboys the way the rest of the nation feels. And it's mainly because of their fan base. I mean, any Cowboy fan is, first of all, they're excited to see them on Hard Knocks. Second of all, they're like, wow, now we get to see them win the Super Bowl live every week because they think they win the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen, but it should be exciting because they sucked last year. So it'd be nice to see the locker room dynamic, see if they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. And with Dak literally playing with a chip from his ankle, it'll be nice to kind of see his rehab. But, I mean, Hard Knocks is only allowed to pick crappy teams. So it was bound to be the Cowboys eventually. And it sucks I say that because the Chargers were there last year. But I think Herbert brought us out of it.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing, but
good luck charm.
I do like the fact that we're going to get like a little bit of extra information on Dak Prescott's injury, recovery from his injury. I think that's going to be very important for fantasy managers as you're approaching draft season to kind of see.
Watch the value of all the Cowboys for the drafts go up because of the show.
I mean, can they fix his feelings? Because I think that's what got hurt was his feelings when they didn't want to pay him. How do you fix that?
Well, but they paid him. They have paid him.
You
so
say
they
paid
paid $60 million, and they really paid.
That's the cash that brings him back.
Here's the interesting thing about that is that Dak Prescott talked to the media and he said, "Hey guys, I know you're going to want to ask about this, but part of me getting over this whole leg injury is psychologically." And he basically, without saying so, he asked them not to ask him about his leg injury. So so he's kind of like,
wow.
Yeah, he's saying it. Yeah, don't ask me about my leg.
I feel like he's going to get re-injured with that type of mentality.
So, Dak, if you had an arm that was lower and it was hurt, how do you think that would be like? Because I don't want to.
And you were rehabbing it, and it was getting better. What would that be like if that was getting better? Not your leg.
If you were standing on your handstand, but your arm was killing you, how would that feel?
So here's the other thing is, one of the under the radar things is that Amari Cooper is also getting over ankle surgery. So so we're going to find out about his rehab and recovery, how that's going.
And he might be at great value in the draft because everyone's looking at CD Lamb as the up and comer. So everyone's going to skip over Cooper, especially because of the surgery and because he has blow up games and he has no games where he's like zero or barely anything. So he's going to go really low. Do you think CD Lamb gets drafted before him?
In a lot of places he's getting drafted before, and I would not draft him before because I still think Amari Cooper's better. But if I, for some reason, see that Cooper is at all looking limited, I'm gonna put CD Lamb ahead of him. I'm looking up the ADP right now.
I think it'll be Cooper. I think it's gonna be Silence of the Lamb myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now too.
So it's
just because it sounds cool doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
So on Fantasy Football Calculator, CD Lamb is going at the 311.
Cooper is 412.
406. I got 406.
Looking at here.
I got 406.
PPR? Hold on.
You're talking fourth round, sixth pick?
I'm looking at non-PPR.
I got 406.
I think non-PPR. Yeah, there you go. I say don't get either of them, but. What do I know?
Yeah, half PPR. I'm looking at them. They're going back to back, right? Is that what you see, George? Calculator.
Yeah, they're not.
I got Cooper
at
405 and CD Lamb coming next. Yeah, crazy.
It's pretty nuts. I mean I like him. I like CD Lamb a lot, but I don't know if I like him more than Amari Cooper. I really don't.
Amari Cooper.
So, I look at that. Plus, there's also Blake Jarwin, who's coming off an injury. He's coming off of a torn ACL. We're going to find out about him. Yeah, and there's already, best shape of his life hype around
I hate
Ezekiel
hype.
Elliott.
I hate best shape of my life hype.
Every year.
Every year for somebody. Last year, Holllywood Brown. This year, Zeke. And it's like, bro, that's because you had COVID last year. You better be like in way better shape. So I hate that best shape of my life.
Hey, Ricky, are you in the best shape of your life right now?
Hell no, but I ain't gonna lie about it either.
Okay,
but you know what? That's the thing. Don't
be a hater. Don't be a hater. I just want to check.
We're gonna honestly, people are gonna be taking a look at Ezekiel Elliott, and he's one of those guys that he's down late first round, early second round. Let me see what his ADP is right now. He is
second round.
Yeah, it is. He's at the 105 right now. So
Really?
Wow. He's 105. He's ahead of Saquon Barkley. So whatever you want to do, Nico, at that one.
I just want to say I'm very thankful that there's no one in our family group that's a Cowboy fan. It's something I think we don't.
It's kind of rare, right?
Enough.
Usually there's
rare,
but it's one guy, and
it's special. It makes me think that the IQ of the family is just a little bit more than the average family.
How about them Cowboy fans? Hey, make America great again. So we're gonna pick another team. That's right.
Hey, there's a lot.
I'm not
of
gonna
fans.
relate those two.
We do have a lot of fans of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, but that's another thing.
I like their show.
Yes,
I like the Arizona show. That's a good one. So.
Very much. But hey, let's get into the main event, boys.
The main event.
I'm not ready. No, I'm ready. Okay.
Okay, so last year we talked about La Llorona. We introduced that. We had our Mexican leyendas episode. All those things, the chamuco, the cucuy. But I think we all agree. Oh yeah, I think we all agreed nothing was more scary than La Llorona, that lady who would come out at night. The ghost of the lady who would come out at night, yelling, "Mis hijos, mis hijos," looking for
That's
her
the
kids,
worst, man.
Looking for her kids. Scary as all get out. So we had to bring it back because, and we kind of previewed this a couple weeks ago when we did the overrated.
She's like our mascot. She's like our mascot now, man. She's like our mascot official. Let's make like T-shirts.
She's like she's like Baba Yaga. One son, she killed 3 men with a pencil. No, that's somebody else. I'm sorry.
Well, we talked. But we talked about it. We've talked about it. The players who are scary to pick. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talk in the fantasy industry talking about the dead zone. Where players are. There's an area of running backs like in rounds 3 to 6. Where you just don't want to be taking, you don't want to be relying on those running backs to kind of be lead caballos on your team. So you want to make sure there's that thought. You want to secure your stud, and you want to be hitting receivers at this rate because there are guys that you don't want to be getting. We kind of previewed this when we did the Los Overrated episodes, where we talked about Miles Sanders, Melvin Gordon, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, those guys who are just kind of like, we just kind of feel like are going too high. And, so we wanted to add to that, and we wanted to tie it around La Llorona. So you get familia, all you familia out there. I tell you what, it still freaks me out. I know my primos. Hector, I know your dad has told stories.
Yeah, man, my dad in San Nicolas in Jalisco, that he said that he saw her, man, like on the side of the road one time when he was a kid. Yeah, crazy, like a lady in white. The lady in white, he said.
No,
freaked him out. Yeah, side of the road. Yeah.
I don't ever want to see her. I've had moments where I feel like she, not that she appeared, but like her spirit pushed things to kind of remind us. So I don't mess with her. La Llorona, please stay away. Please stay away. Nope. But hey, there are guys that we're scared to draft, and here's some guys that we're talking about. And we're going to start with a guy who's getting a little bit of heat, but I'm a little worried about him. Chris Carson. He's going at the 307 right now. He's age 27. kind of like we talked about. Our buen amigo Edwin Porras has talked about kind of like that running back prime age is about 24, maybe into the 25. Guys start to kind of taper off a little bit there. Only
They like get there at age 22, 23.
It's like, a short window, baby. It's a short window to be.
Man.
Barkley spent his on the IR.
Yeah, you'll be a junior VP in any other company, but in football, you're done. That's sorry, but you're out.
Unless you're Frank Gore, then you're still playing, right?
Yeah. You're collecting. You're ARP eligible. Yeah, you're ARP eligible, and then you get that. But
still
I'm looking at Carson. He's the highest rated guy. Again, I mentioned the 307. He missed 4 games last year, various injuries. He had a foot sprain the year before. He was coming off of coming into the season, he suffered a hip fracture at the end of the 2019 season. So he looked good. The big question is, what kind of offense is Seattle going to run? Do they try and do ground and pound, and then when it's not working, you tell Russell Wilson to win the games for us? You look for some balance. They are bringing the new offensive coordinator over from the Rams, so the Rams are a more balanced offense, kind of mixing in the run. They do value the run, but he's had the nagging injuries. He also had a knee injury in 2018 that knocked him out for a couple games. Who's worried? Talk to me, Primo. Talk to me.
He's solid. He's always been solid. He's one of the more solid backs, because let's be honest, there are not 32 starting running backs. Maybe there's 20 good ones, and he's one of the ones in the top 15 that eventually can get you 100 yards and a touchdown. Maybe he doesn't go all fancy, but he does the work. So he had a few injuries. They all do. Give me a running back, who blasts all 16 games. That is an elite. But it's just like it's Chris Carson. There's so many other scary backs I don't want to have other than him. I'd way rather have him than everyone else in this list.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think going back to the Rams, they're getting the new offensive coordinator from the Rams that ran with Todd Gurley. And when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, that was one of the keys. Using Todd Gurley, using a solid running attack. So I think that's gonna translate over to the Seahawks this year. I think Chris Carson is going to be a big part of their offense, and I think like you said, George, that dead zone. I was reading a little bit about the dead zone as well. Rounds 3 to 6, and I think Chris Carson's right there at 307, just kind of like on the fringe there. I think some folks might be a little scared to pick him up there, but I'm kind of leaning a little bit more with Rick, though. Of the scary running backs, he's probably the least scary. He's more like, the Hamburglar, like not as scary, like still kind of like a scary character, but like not so scary.
So I got the question. I'm gonna put this question to Nico.
Yes, sir.
You're picking in the 3rd round. Mm-hmm. You're staring at Chris Carson, Terry McLaurin, and Allen Robinson all on there. Are you taking Chris Carson over those guys?
What do I already have the running back, or what do I have?
Well, you pick number 2. You pick number 2. You've already got a stud running back at that point.
Yeah, I think at this point now, the thing about it is and we got 17 games. Is that right? Do we have an extra game?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think any running back that gets cut, they're not really cut because they're going to come back. They're all going to come back, and there's going to be, like wide receivers, there's going to be a lot of running backs. So I think I go for a stud. Because I think you go in, you either get a bunch of good running backs or you get a quarterback and a stud wide receiver. That's the philosophy I look at it as. And I think I'm going to get a good running back, so I'm going to go and get either the best running back I can, but if I can't, I'll do it, then I might get a quarterback. At this point, quarterbacks are just treated like, I don't know why they're not picked up earlier, and I don't want to give it away, but I would go wide receiver before Carson. Easy.
No, I completely agree with you, Nico. You need to pick a quarterback with your 2nd pick.
Totally, man.
I'm in your head. I'm in your head.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then double him up with Terry McLaurin. I'm telling you, that's going to work. This is the year. Este es el año,
man. Stack them.
I will say I'm just worried about the new offense. I'm worried about, they had a decent offensive line, kind of middle of the road. They do have a new center this year, so that's such an important part of the running game. I worry a little bit about age and kind of the wear and tear on him. I mean, the injuries are not related. You know, a foot injury and a hip injury, they're not. It's not like multiple knee injuries or multiple hamstring injuries, that kind of thing, which I've learned from our buen amigo, our compadre Edwin Porras. So yeah, I'm. You know, obviously we're starting with I went from the highest ranked to the lowest ranked. The next player, Mike Davis. You know, this one's interesting because
I don't want him.
Okay. Why don't you want him?
I don't want him. I feel like you're right. His age. I don't see too much upside if he can somehow repeat last year's numbers. I still don't want him. He was just a backup last year. That's how he was treated. This year, he's probably just there in Atlanta because Atlanta's really rebuilding. They're either really young or really old. So him and Matt Ryan are both going to be retiring probably in the next couple of years. So I think it's all going to be, you know, whoever's behind him. I'm sure they drafted a running back, but it's I don't know. He's super scary, but just don't pick him. Don't get him.
You're terrified.
And I'm looking at the rest. Now, because you say you go in order, CEH should have been right after this because he's scary. He sucked last year.
Okay. I see. I like CEH
Just
this year.
throw that in real quick. I know we don't have the stats here.
He's a sophomore.
Why? He has nothing. Chris Carson did better than him last year.
No, he didn't. I mean, they both had about the same number of games. I'm gonna look up CEH's numbers.
I don't know. I think CEH gets a boost this year, but you know, I mean, when's the last time an Atlanta running back actually had like an explosive year? Like, when's the last time you said like, "Wow, man, that Atlanta running back just kind of blew the doors off"? You know what I mean?
It was Devontae Freeman like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And Atlanta is not a team.
That whole
culture
culture's changing. That whole culture there is different than when it was.
Yeah,
there.
they just picked up Kyle Pitts. I mean, they're gonna keep throwing, and they got Ridley. They got an exciting receiver core over there in Atlanta, man. They're gonna continue to throw the ball. They have Gage too. So,
Ricky, just to confirm, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in 13 games. Got 803 rushing yards, which is 2 fewer games than what Mike Davis had, and so he had almost
comparing him to Chris Carson.
Chris Carson. Okay, well, Carson had 681,
so about 120 yards in 2 games, in one more game.
Thereabouts, yeah. And Clyde got 297 receiving yards. Whereas Chris Carson is 287. So it's pretty close. To me, the thing is, I love the offense with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Who doesn't?
I love the fact that they upgraded their offensive line.
Yes.
And also I look at the fact that it's his second year and it's his first full year, first real off season to learn the playbook. To me, I'm wheels up on dámelo. Yo quiero CEH. I actually passed on.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're saying if I don't get him at pick 7, Hector's gonna want him?
Well, no, I think Hector's got PTSD from last year.
I was right next to Rick too. I think Rick and I were back to back last year too. So Rick and I are always just like.
I was number 12, I think.
Wait, who's PTSMD?
I think it was me and Jesse, actually. Then.
I can't keep up with all the acronym's. Who's that player? No, I'm just kidding.
CEH? Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah. No,
so PTSD.
Oh, PTSD.
Who did you play for? I want him.
The thing that worries me a little bit about Mike Davis is he fell off in the second half of the season. After week 9, he did not get anything more than 64 rushing yards. So that's what has me scared about him. I think maybe he's not gonna last the whole season. I think they're gonna be a mainly throwing team. They threw over 600 times. They rushed 400 times, but yeah, they're gonna be a heavy passing team with Hector's new man crush, Kyle Pitts.
That's right.
I will say the other thing, Mike Davis. Here's an interesting thing. You know, one of you guys brought up Frank Gore. Was it you, Nico, that brought up Frank Gore?
That's right.
I think it was
Frank Gore. Frank Gore rushed for 11 more yards than Mike Davis, even though Mike Davis was basically the starter from week 3 on. So
your point, Ricky.
So how funny is that?
Stay away.
How funny is that?
Robinson, go back to Robinson. I think he's going to be solid, and that whole team's going to be different now. So,
but then we have Etienne.
What was that?
We'll get into James. We'll get into James. Let's get into James Robinson in a second. But the other thing is, before we get into James Robinson, one other thing to point out: Mike Davis right now is going ahead of Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, Dak Prescott, and Mark Andrews.
Are you saying he's more than a Thielen?
More than a Thielen.
Come on, mijo. Come on, primo. Give it to me. Give it to me. Dámelo.
I'll pick you first, more than Thielen.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. That doesn't make sense. I mean, it's from a scoring standpoint, Thielen's going to score more than Mike Davis. I mean, that's pretty much understood. So it's Kupp, I think. So the fact that Davis is going before them, that doesn't make any sense at all.
And if you're in a league that has a tight end position, Mark Andrews is probably like the last tight end that you're looking to pick in that tier of tight ends that you want that are going to be better than the average guys. That some weeks you're just praying for a touchdown and you get a touchdown like every third game or something like that. So let's get into say hello, Mr. Robinson.
Mr. Robinson.
James Robinson. He's the youngest guy in this group.
Jaime.
I know, Mrs. Robinson. That's that's a little too adult for this one. James Robinson. He's going at the 412 right now. He's the youngest guy on this one, but it's not because of what he did last year that scares me.
Which was because of the new pickup. That's it.
Dígame,
but
dígame,
the reports say that Etienne has been doing a lot of receiving drills, and I mean he's still a rookie, and James Robinson earned it. And I know Urban Meyer's been praising him lately, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be tough to just put Robinson in the back to another rookie just because the rookie was drafted there when James Robinson worked his ass off. So I think it's going to be it'll be a competition. Maybe Etienne. Maybe the third down back, but I don't even think that. I think James Robinson's just going to steal the show again. He was awesome. He was really good.
NTM. Oh, Dorothy.
I don't know Urban Meyer, but Urban Meyer to me, Urban Meyer being a college guy, it almost seems to me that Urban Meyer is going to have a little bit of almost like college bias. Even though James Robinson did what he did, it almost seems to me that Urban Meyer would have been paying super close attention to everything Etienne did and almost like excited about what he can have Etienne do from a college standpoint. So that's the way I look at it. Is I think Urban Meyer just still has a foot on the college side and is kind of leaning towards what those guys have done or can do. So I think he's all in on Etienne, and I think Etienne's going to take a chunk of those carries from James Robinson. It may just end up being a committee.
Not a chunk.
I think a chunk.
25%. I don't even think 25%.
All right, we'll see.
You don't think so? You think
Etienne was a stud, man.
I mean,
Etienne's been a stud for a couple of years, man.
We'll see.
There's been a lot of running backs as rookies that have done some serious damage as rookies, so you can't take that away.
Yeah, there are ones, and there is the possibility that Travis Etienne could be kind of like the Alvin Kamara type, the guy who catches 50, 60, 70 balls.
6 touchdowns in a game?
Yeah, gets 6 touchdowns in a game. And maybe he runs for like 800 yards or something like that, and still, but it is kind of like a guy who gets touchdowns or something like that. If he's able to use his receiving work to get some touchdowns, maybe that's a possibility. But
and bringing back usage, it's if Etienne's being used on a play, then that's one less carry for James Robinson. So however it is that he's used,
I like that. And Carlos Hyde. I mean, that's a nice package. I mean, as a college coach, you come in, that's what you want. Yeah, and you've got a quarterback, and you've got some good wide receivers. I think they worst to first, maybe.
Oh, estás loco.
Hey, you heard it first.
What are you drinking? How much tequila you drinking, primo? Just because you won the championship, estás loco. Oh, you're already vacío. Macio.
What's up with their talk about their O-line, Georgie? Why are they not going to be first?
Well, they're ranked number 22 going into the season by Pro Football Focus.
That's not going to cut it.
I mean, but Nico, you made a very valid point talking about the fact that coaches are compiling running backs. The more I talk to beat writers right now is the fact that they're looking at running, they're looking at having enough running backs so that they don't have to wear one guy out, so that they could still be good down the road. But
Carlos Hyde, he can catch, he can run, he can do it all. It's not like he's just like third down trying to get that 1 yard. He can do everything,
Yeah.
What is he? 67 years old? I mean, he's
almost as old as Frank Gore.
Exactly.
So
it's San Francisco. We turn him out. Just get him in, turn him out. Here's your retirement papers. Go join the Jaguars or somebody.
Well, Nico, let's go to San Francisco. We're going to start with you. Vámonos, right in your backyard.
Raheem Mostert.
Yes.
I would pass on this old guy. This guy's the oldest one on the list.
29 years old. 29 years old.
And they got like 8 running backs. It's like, why even try? Why even think he's going to be the main one?
Their whole running back core is scary. Their whole team is Los Lloronas.
Second down. Mozart bounces out. Oh, he's going 30, 40, 50, 40, 30, 30. Oh, touchdown, Mozart. Second touchdown today.
So you like him, Nico?
I like him.
Oh, now he's limping to the sideline. And
get him in the third round.
That's also the harsh reality. Also the harsh reality with him.
But you know what? They're going to pick up somebody else. They have the practice squad. That's where they get all their guys anyway. Some guys.
That's where he came from. He came from the practice squad.
Yeah.
But the other thing is they drafted Trey Sermon in the 3rd round. So he is a classic running back that really fits what they do. So you look at him and he's, in early ADP, he's going in at the end of the 8th round. So, and you got to figure he's a guy. The thing I don't like about this is they really share the carries last year. And this is a guy who got 137 carries last year, only 282 in his career. And he's 29 years old and he's going in the 5th round. So that just has me worried. And when Trey Sermon's going in the 8th round, I mean, wouldn't you want to get maybe a Lamar Jackson or an Etienne or a Kenny Galladay or Deontay Johnson?
Yeah.
Those are the guys going after him in drafts.
Well, Mozart,
a lot of Niner fans.
Everyone's always hurt, and they're going to be there. And like I said, the practice squad, which we call the suicide squad, they always produce these guys that are going to kill it. So,
anybody with the ponytails, like
that's right,
from the suicide squad. But that's the thing. They use so many running backs that nobody has gotten more than I think it was 153 carries in a season since 2017, going back to Carlos Hyde. Wow. So they really share the carries. That's the thing that's tough about this backfield. It's frustrating.
Right, just look at his production. Raheem Mostert. He played 8 games, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some highlights. There's some highlight reel plays that he made. I think people are leading to that. There was a couple of plays that he made last year. Look at he juked this guy and he ran for 60 yards or whatever it is. But when it comes to fantasy, you need a guy that's going to score touchdowns. And he had 1 receiving TD, 2 rushing TDs in 8 games. He had 12 red zone carries, 1 touchdown.
I mean, the Niners are that way. It even affects Kittle because if you have a bunch of running backs going with the ball, they don't. Kittle, I saw one time with 3 catches the whole game, and it's like, what happened? So, Niners.
By the way, I really like Kittle this year.
Kittle down the middle.
That's right, Kittle down the middle. Boom.
I'm very wheels up on him.
Wheels up.
The other thing about Raheem Mostert, he had 12 red zone carries last year and only came away with 1 touchdown. It has me thinking they don't
be worse.
He doesn't catch the ball. Oh yeah, it could be worse because let's talk about the next guy. Chase Edmonds.
Now 16 red zone carries and 0 touchdowns.
Eso es feo.
That's scary. How does that even happen? I mean, 20.
And that's the exact reason they had to get Connor, and Connor's already starting the season injured, but it's like that's a scary one to have because you don't want that timeshare. You don't want Edmonds to get you all the way to the goal line and then Connor to put it in. So
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'd rather. It's like by the time you are fishing for running backs at this point, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
You
you're
have to use 2 picks just to get the committee.
James Conner.
Sarah
Sarah Connor, your mother. No, she told me. Yeah, it's tough because I like the Cardinals. I like the Rams. I like all these teams that West Division that I think would do well. The Raiders, too bad they left, and
The Raiders are gonna.
Raiders are going to do caca. They always do caca every time.
I'm worried about the Raiders. They're updating our offensive line, but we won't talk about them because they don't have anybody on this list. But getting back to Chase Edmonds, I mean, the fact is, I don't know. I know we are in our beat writer series. Our compadre Jess Root, he pointed out that it really could be that Chase Edmonds is the featured back at the beginning of the season, and they just ride him as the lead caballo until
I don't know.
the wheels
look
fall.
what happened last year. I had Chase Edmonds last year. Kenyon Drake was hurt like a chunk of the season, and Chase Edmonds was here. Okay, Chase Edmonds, it's your time to shine. That shows what you can do. And he didn't do anything. When Kenyon Drake was out a lot, he was like 50%, like what I mean, like a lot. He was not healthy for a significant part of the season last year. And Chase Edmonds had every opportunity to get in there and to show everyone what he could do. And he did. Look, 16 red zone carries and nothing. So yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, the beat writer says that he's going to be the lead back. Great, he could be the lead back. He was a lead back a lot last year, and he didn't really show us much of anything.
I mean, he did. He
did
need
catch
some
power.
ball.
They just need power. They got a lot of fancy running and all that. They need someone to just like the way D-Hop is power up in the air. You can just jump up and grab it. They need someone who's just going to be able to break through a line with 1 yard to go. And it's not Edmonds and it's not Kyler. And they don't even have a tight end yet that can be that type of presence either.
That's true. Yeah.
There's no tight end. There's no tight end to talk about on this team. It's basically, it's basically
your
Kyler
1 yard guy
Murray,
is Hop.
D-Hop.
D-Hop.
I mean, maybe it's some combination of Edmonds and Connor. I mean, this is an improving team. The defense is taking a step forward. Their offensive line is ranked number 11 by Pro Football Focus. So, I mean, Nico, here I'm gonna do another one with you. Are you taking? I mean, here's Chase Edmonds. Are you grabbing him over Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Odell Beckham Jr., Javonte Williams? I mean, these are guys that are going ahead of him, and eso me hace cosa. I don't know. What do you think?
And you're talking first quarterback, right? Because is that what you're talking about?
No, yeah. Well, I mean, you could be.
I would take Herbert. I would take Herbert ahead. I mean, Chase Edmonds to me, like you say, scary pick. I probably wouldn't even be targeting Chase Edmonds on my list. Russell Wilson for sure. I'd be looking at him. Herbert for sure. I mean, Herbert could win you your league next year. So Justin Herbert's high on my list.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson, I'm sorry, but every year it's like, he could be so great. He's going to be awesome. We've been saying that for 4 years. It's like,
well, he's always really good, but everybody's expecting more. They're expecting like a 50 touchdown season out of him. I don't know if that's going to happen.
It's coming.
He had 40. He did have 40 last year.
He started hot. He started hot last year when he was cooking, when Russ was cooking.
Well, the line sucked. He was all mad about that. He had no running backs to kind of drop off for those touchdowns, and they weren't quite doing it. And, I mean, Carson should have done some stuff, and then I don't know. I mean, he should have been going deep a lot more with touchdowns. Just a lot of drop balls. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, hands up in the air.
Complaining about Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson could be great, but I wouldn't pick him. You mentioned him.
How did you win that championship? I don't understand.
Josh Allen. We let him have Josh Allen. It's our fault.
Oh well.
Hey, let's get into our last guy.
Greg Brady.
Speaking of scary names, Damien.
Damien. Oh man, if if you were a product of the 70s and 80s, then you know Damien is what was that? The Omen, right?
The Omen series.
Omen, yes.
Any running back ever in New England is very scary.
Yes.
All I could say, I'm only gonna say is Pinche Woodhead. Just not worth the headache.
That's mine. That's mine. Oh,
that's my line.
Hey,
that was because I had Brady, and Brady
people
was
learn from their
destroying.
mistakes. The smartest people learn from other people's mistakes, and that's what I do with you. New England.
Well, Damian Harris is going in the 7th round, 701. He's age 24. This is his 3rd season. He basically got redshirted as a rookie. Last year, he got 10 games in. You know, he got 137 rushing attempts, 691 yards, 2 touchdowns. Didn't really factor in the passing game. He's a guy they're talking about who is, you know, people who go 0 RB, waiting on the RB, grabbing running backs, maybe grabbing wide receivers, grabbing tight ends early. Looking at those guys. But I look at this. I mean, Ricky, you pointed it out. You said it right there.
Pinche Woodhead?
Not just Pinche Woodhead. I hate, the Patriots running backs. Can you trust them?
No.
Can you trust any of them?
Again, going back to what I said earlier about the Atlanta Falcons, when's the last time anybody made any noise at all about any Patriot running back?
It was Sony Michel in his rookie year. LeGarrette Blount, he got 15 touchdowns that one year.
How long ago was that? That was like
I think that was 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago.
That's like a total anomaly. But outside of that, nothing. In the last 10 years, there's like nothing.
If you're doing DraftKings and you're sitting there, you got a few points left, like, there's Sonny Michel, White. Like, I have no idea who's going to do well that game. I mean, exactly. There's no leader. It's like
a carousel, man. I think Belichick just like rolls dice before the game, like, he's the one.
Whoever's breathing the least heaviest, he'll throw in the game.
It's wild.
Exactly how he does it.
There's no rhyme or reason how Belichick picks his running backs. You know, it's the entire running back team on the Patriots that they're all scary. You should stay away. I'm staying away for sure. I think you too, Rick. I think everybody here on this broadcast, are we in agreement that Patriot running backs are just kind of like stay away?
Yeah, I bet you that the Patriots go 0-4 to start. That's my prediction. To you, my prediction. 0-4.
I just want to say some of the other scary people.
Nico the Mexican. We have our gambler is out making gambling predictions.
I don't have a problem. I know how to gamble. You just give them the money and they take it. It's easy.
I feel like you didn't add J.K. Dobbins because you love sophomores.
I'm go ahead. Talk to me.
J.K. Dobbins is just it's a committee you don't want to be a part of. The running game also relies a lot on Lamar Jackson. If they keep letting Lamar Jackson pass, the running game's just not going to go with it. They need Lamar Jackson to run to get the whole game going for them. If they do that, he's not going to be anything you want to draft too high. And right now he's being drafted pretty high. I don't like Joe Mixon either, only because he always disappoints every year. But this year, everyone's
Mixon seems to be
Bernard's gone.
But that's the thing. Gio Bernard is gone. So maybe he's getting.
Gio Bernard was never a threat. He was never a threat.
He wasn't. Exactly.
So it's like, who cares?
Well, it's like New Orleans. I mean, when you had the duo and then Kamara went on his own, and look what happened to him. I mean, he went off. So
and they haven't really.
I'm not going to trust Joe Mixon until Joe Mixon does something to make me trust him. And to this point, it seems like every year of these last couple of years, Joe Mixon has high ADP, and then he doesn't perform to that. He doesn't match his ADP. Then the following year, Joe Mixon's high ADP, he comes in low. So he's never. I don't think Joe Mixon has ever performed up to his ADP at draft.
So many people. I think the 2018 he was good. He was good that year. That
might have been it. That was what 3 years.
He did miss a game. But that's 3 years ago. He's going as the 206 right now, which is right around the range where you two are going to be picking in the second round.
I'm not taking Joe Mixon. I'll just say it right now. I don't want Joe Mixon.
He's down with ADP. You know me.
Yeah, you know me.
Would you take him, Ricky?
I'd have to think about who my first.
Oh, in the second round, you would pick before him. No, actually, you'd pick after him.
I'd let
in the second round, I go first.
Right.
I'm not going to pick him, so you can have him. I'm not picking Joe Mixon in the second round.
Wow.
No way.
I already have a running back in the first round, maybe.
You're going to leave.
I will have a running back in the first round.
You're going to leave the decision to me.
George can take
maybe
him.
Maybe I'll take him from Nico. Hey, you guys got any other guys you're scared of? You guys got any other guys you're scared of? Nico, you got anybody you're scared of? Other than your mom when she's got a ruler?
That's right. Yeah, pull those wings out.
Man.
Nico, why did you?
I'm scared about the quarterbacks. I know today was scary running backs, but the quarterbacks were scaring me a little more. Tight ends are good and everything else, but I think 17 games, it's going to get in people's heads. And again, I know it's one less pregame, right? But yes, they don't play hard in pregame. You know, the preseason.
Well, the stars don't play. The stars don't play in preseason anyway. They don't play any games at all.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like riding the teams that are high. Tampa Bay is going to look real good because they feel so good, and they actually have an atmosphere where it's like, you know, not who's there. Like everyone's returning, right? Pretty much everybody.
Everybody's returning. In fact, Tampa Bay. I've got in our beat writer series, Carmen Vitale, my good friend from my Dodger days, who's now a writer for Buccaneers.com. We just did the interview, and I'm going to drop it on Friday. So be on the lookout for that.
Because the Tampa Bay's never seen a back-to-back win. Oh yeah, they just did with the
beautiful.
They did get the hockey championship. They did get the hockey championship.
Tampa Bay,
and they had the Rays in the World Series. They had the Rays in the World Series.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. So
Oakland used to be the championship team. They had the Raiders. They had the A's, three championships in the 70s. And then they had the Warriors won actually in the 70s. So
Los Angeles.
Who did they have? Who was this?
Baseball and basketball last year.
Last year.
Yeah, the Dodgers and Lakers. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Well, Primos, let's get it. Hey, let's get out of here. Let's get some cocktails and some tequila and some let's release the memories of La Llorona.
Release the spirits.
Go somewhere else. Go to San Miguel. Go to San Nicolas. Go out. Go back to there. So
yeah,
everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for now, La Llorona. Thank you. Eso es todo for our show. Thanks again to Anchor for being our hosting network and making sure Independent Podcast gets out in the Familia community. Thank you to YouTube for also getting us out there, and also Periscope. Please make sure to subscribe, leave us a review. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and find original content at familiafb.com. You could find me at Jorge Martin 17. Hector
at What the Heck 2 T's.
How about Ricky
Torres TV.
Nico, show us.
Nicolas champion, Nicolas Vegas all day long.
All day.
All day. I like that a lot.
Find us on Twitter and Instagram.
Can you see it? And there it is. There it is. I just want to make sure you can see it.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
That thing's going to smell so bad when I get it this year.
When you get it. You ain't getting
Nico,
it, though,
bring it
so
to Christmas.
Cool.
Bring it to Christmas because I'm going to have it's going to be for me now.
Yeah.
And
you guys want to dance on my date? That's right. Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, don't forget our Familia FFB Facebook page and also Twitter and Instagram at Familia FFB. Everybody, gracias. We're going to take next week off. I'll drop a couple of I'll look to drop some beat writer series, but we're going to take next week off for the primos. We're going to come back in a week. I'm going to get a little
enjoy the summer
with my familia.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And remember, everybody,
what's that?
Todos somos familia.
That's right.
Adios, amigos.
Salud.